Have you ever wondered if growing older has to mean slowing down? Whether the aches and pains, the tired mornings, and the pills that people say are just a part of aging, are they truly unavoidable? Today, I'm not here to offer you a miracle cure. I want to tell you a story, a very real, very human one. It's the story of Eleanor, 94 years old. She lives alone in a small house in the suburbs. Every morning she prepares her own breakfast, tends to the plants on her porch, and never forgets to do a few gentle movements. At her last checkup, as I looked at her health metrics, from her blood pressure to her muscle mass index, I had to stop and ask, "What's your secret, Eleanor?" She smiled and said it wasn't a secret at all, just 5 simple habits she has practiced every morning for decades. Not expensive treatments, not special products, just small but mindful choices. And I realized her habits aren't just personal experience. They're all backed by very solid science. That is why I want to share this story with you, because Eleanor's journey is living proof that the first hour of your day can either lift you up or slowly wear you down. Stay with me, because next we will break down these 5 habits from a medical perspective so you can apply them in the safest and most effective way. The information in this video is educational and does not replace medical advice. Always consult your physician. Habit number 1. Hydrating the right way right after waking. Eleanor's first habit begins right in bed. Every morning, she doesn't rush to get up. She sits up slowly and reaches for the glass of warm water she keeps ready on her nightstand, a habit she has maintained for nearly 40 years. It sounds simple, but its impact is anything but small. You see, while we sleep, our bodies are still quietly at work. We lose water through our breath and sweat, and when we wake up, our bodies are often in a state of mild dehydration. In older adults, dehydration doesn't just cause a dry mouth or fatigue. A study from Johns Hopkins University shows that even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function, affecting memory, concentration, and even our ability to maintain balance. Water helps to rehydrate your cells, lubricate the joints after a long night's sleep, and gently and naturally kickstart the digestive system. Eleanor has a habit of adding a tiny pinch of sea salt to her water. Theoretically, this helps replenish trace minerals like magnesium and potassium, aiding water absorption. However, as a doctor, I must emphasize this. If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney disease, absolutely do not add salt on your own, whether it's sea salt or pink salt. Your daily sodium intake must be managed under medical guidance. Advice from Healthy Steps seniors. If you are healthy, start with a glass of plain warm water. You can add a slice of lemon if you like. Set the glass by your bed the night before so you won't forget when you wake up. A small act, but it's the first signal you send to your body. I am taking care of you, and we are going to have a good day. Habit number 2. Getting exposure to morning light. After drinking her water, Eleanor opens her door, drapes a light wool shawl over her shoulders, and sits out on the porch. She doesn't go for a walk, she doesn't garden. No phone, no TV. Just about 10-15 minutes, letting the early morning light touch her skin and enter her eyes. This is one of the simplest yet most effective secrets to resetting our internal biological clock, also known as the circadian rhythm. You know, we all have a biological clock inside our bodies called the circadian rhythm. Morning light is the reset button for that clock. When natural light enters the retina, it sends a powerful signal to the brain saying, "A new day has begun. It's time to be alert." This signal helps the body naturally produce cortisol, helping you feel awake and energized, regulate melatonin production in the evening, helping you sleep better and more deeply. Numerous studies have shown that older adults who don't get enough exposure to morning light have a higher risk of sleep disorders, depression, and decreased energy. Practical advice for you. You don't need harsh sun, just natural light, even on a cloudy day. For 5 to 10 minutes each morning, step out onto your balcony or open a large window. Don't wear sunglasses. It's fine to close your eyes as long as the light is directly on your face. Think of that moment as a gentle hello to the new day. No rush, no pressure. Habit number 3. Warming up the brain in 4 minutes. When we talk about health, we often think of the physical, but sometimes we forget the brain also needs to be warmed up. For Eleanor, the 4 minutes she spends each morning awakening her mind are essential. She calls it her exercise for the mind. And you know what? Many studies, notably from Harvard University 2021, have shown that light, stimulating mental activities each morning can increase neuroplasticity, improve memory and concentration, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline in older adults. Eleanor has 4 steps, each for exactly 1 minute. Simple mental math to sharpen her agility. Recalling a happy memory to evoke positive emotions. Learning a new word to keep her brain exploring. Visualizing the day ahead to set a positive mindset. You don't need to do all 4. Just choose one that you enjoy and do it consistently. For example, each morning spend a moment recalling an afternoon walk with your grandchild. The smell of the wind, the sound of laughter. That feeling helps light up your brain like a warm lamp. Mental clarity doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of the subtle movements you give your brain every day. Habit 4. Flexible, pain-free movement. Many older adults try to perform traditional stretching exercises and end up feeling more pain. That's because those exercises were designed for younger muscles. Eleanor replaced them with a 7-minute sequence of intentional mobility. The goal is not to stretch, but to gently wake up the joints. These are small, controlled, and pain-free movements, focusing on the areas most prone to stiffness after a night's sleep: the spine, hips, ankles, and shoulders. Sitting in a chair, gently rotate your ankles in circles. Roll your shoulders forward and backward. Slowly tilt your head from side to side. Gently twist your upper body to the left and right. On recovery. Everyone's journey is different. Eleanor shared that she felt steadier after a few weeks of consistency. The important thing isn't whether you can get rid of your walker, but that you feel your body becoming more flexible and more confident in every movement. Remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal. Habit number 5. Prioritizing protein for breakfast. This is an extremely important point that we always emphasize at Healthy Steps Seniors. After a night of fasting, the body is in a catabolic state, meaning it's breaking down muscle. The first meal of the day, especially if it's rich in protein, sends a signal to the body to stop this process and begin synthesizing and rebuilding muscle. A study from Tufts University confirmed that older adults who eat enough protein at breakfast are much better able to maintain muscle mass than those who save their protein intake for dinner. Practical advice: aim for about 20 to 25 grams of protein in your breakfast. For example, 2 eggs, 12 grams, with half a cup of cottage cheese, 14 grams, or a cup of Greek yogurt, about 20 grams, with nuts and seeds. This not only helps protect your muscles, but also helps stabilize blood sugar, maintain energy, and enhance mental clarity throughout the morning. Eleanor's story is not a story about perfection or extraordinary secrets. It is a story about consistency, about choosing small, kind acts for your body every single day. These habits do not replace regular health checkups or adherence to your doctor's treatments. They are powerful supporting tools that help you become an active partner in your own healthcare. I know that age can bring challenges, but it doesn't mean you have to stop. You don't have to do all 5 of these things tomorrow. Start with one, just one. Maybe it's a glass of warm water. Maybe it's 5 minutes by the window, soaking in the light. Maybe it's an egg for breakfast. Because every small action you take today is an affirmation to yourself. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be independent. And I am still writing the story of my life. Thank you for listening. Please share this video if you found it helpful, and let us know in the comments which habit you will try tomorrow. I will always be here, walking with you one small step at a time on the journey to living well and joyfully. Healthy Steps Seniors. Small steps for a big life.